Q4 can either make you a ton of money or can literally bankrupt you if you do the mistake that I'm going to outline in this video. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've literally seen sellers, like you'll see it yourself. If you spend a little bit of time in the Amazon community, you'll see that there's going to be some sellers that you're going to talk to, that you're going to see, and that are going to disappear when it comes time, like when it comes to February, like March, you're going to see some sellers that are going to disappear because Q4 is actually going to kill them. And this is something that nobody actually talks about because the only thing that everybody talks to you about is you can make a ton of money on Q4, like this and this and that, you're going to make a ton of money, you're going to buy that Lambo, like it's going to change your life. It can actually change your life and actually bankrupt you, right? And make you lose a ton of money and make you give up on Q4. So with this video, hopefully, like my goal with this video is going to make sure that we actually avoid that, right? Because it would be really, really dumb for you to have done all this work and to let this Q4 actually kill you. I'd rather have you not make a ton of money this year with Q4, you know, just because sales volume is going to increase and all that stuff, but avoid the mistakes. At least it's fine if you don't make like a killing this Q4, but at least if I can get you to avoid the mistakes that can actually lead you to just crash down your business and give up on everything, at least I'll be happy. So, if you do not know me, my name is Mangunza. I've been selling on Amazon for a couple of years now. I've helped a ton of sellers with my free content and my coaching to actually scale on Amazon FBA. And with the time that I actually spent in the community, I've seen some sellers crash and you know, give up because of Q4, because Q4 actually did them dirty, right? So this is what we're going to talk about in today's video. The first thing that I'm going to tell you, and before we actually start, is if you actually want to have a great Q4, and if you want to actually have a list of sales every single day, not only during Q4, but every single day of the year, if you want to get a list of sales and coupons to actually source from, you can get my daily target list that my VAs are building daily. You can get it on oalist.com. It's going to bring you to this website. You can get it for $1. And after that, it's $34.99 a month. The website is going to be right here. Okay, oalist.com. Just get the target list. It's going to help you a lot. Just go on the page and watch the video. It's going to teach you what it is about, right? But so yeah, so pretty much, as I said, you know, I've seen my fair share of sellers actually giving up during Q4, sellers that were doing good. But the main thing that you're going to see, and this is not literally the mistake, but the main thing that is actually going to kill sellers, and it's not just during Q4, by the way, but it's year-round. The main thing that is going to kill sellers is over-leveraging themselves, right? Because a lot of sellers actually use credit card debt to scale their business, or using cards like the Amex Plum, Amex Gold, Amex Platinum. And you need to realize, and I think this is something that a lot of people don't have a hard time actually comprehending. Because it's fine if you do it at low scales, but if you start doing it with $20,000, $30,000 credit card, it's going to kill you. The reason why it's going to kill you is because you need to understand something. You need to understand the economics of this business and the speed at which you're going to sell your inventory and the speed at which the interest on those cards is going to compound. You know, this is the main thing that is going to fuck you up. So, especially if you use charge card like Amex cards or the Chase Ink Premier and all that stuff. And like I've seen so many sellers getting into trouble because of that, right? So, of course, credit card can be a tool that is going to actually help you scale. But you need to realize that with this business, you're not going to be able to actually reimburse your credit card at the end of the month if you max out your credit cards and you just hope to have enough sales to actually reimburse them. If you scale too fast, if you try to do this to scale too fast, you are going to burn your wings and you're going to crash, all right? So that's the first thing that you absolutely need to avoid. And especially, it's even more true during Q4. Because you may not realize it, but like, and you've probably done these mistakes. You've probably bought your fair share of products that actually tanked as an online arbitrage beginner. Just the remainder of the year, the rest of the year when you were actually starting, right? Just know that with Q4, so during Q4, you can actually make a ton of money, right? Everything is multiplied, right? You can either make a ton of money or you can actually lose a ton of money if you do things wrong. And if you actually go too deep in products thinking without testing them, thinking that you're gonna make a killing, by doing this, you need to believe me, like it's like you can also make a ton of mistakes. In Q4, products are going to crash, and especially if you are not good enough at sourcing just yet. Because yes, Q4 is online arbitrage on easy mode, but if you are not good at sourcing just yet, do not source products and go deep. I'd rather have you actually go wide and not make, like, actually lose on some opportunity, but at least manage your risk than going deep into so ASINs and crashing, not being able to pay back your debt, all that stuff, and having to stop this business and go back to get a job, right? Don't do that. I've seen it times and times and times over again. And I don't want this to happen to you, right? It's better for you to play the long game and learn a little bit, because it's going to be your first Q4, right? Learn a little bit, find some opportunities, and believe me, a lot of the opportunities that you're going to find this year are going to be available next year, and like you'll be glad if you actually don't go deep. You'll be glad to not have done so, because a lot of the leads that you're going to choose, if you are a beginner, are actually going to tank. You do not understand how Q4 works. You do not understand sourcing just yet. You're not able to find leads that you can actually go deep in the rest of the year. Don't do it on Q4. Don't think that you can actually max out your credit cards and it's like the sales volume is going to save you. It can, but most likely it won't. And like the hundreds of people to whom it actually happens every single year, going to crash, you're going to burn you're going to burn your like it's not going to work, right? So don't do that mistake. Don't go deep in stuff. Test stuff a little bit, and so you're not going to have the most optimal Q4 this year. And of course, if you see that you have some stuff that is selling good, the number of new offers actually goes down. Actually, yes, go ahead, do FBM, replan those items FBM, sell those items FBM, so you can buy them a little bit every single day. Just do not go and spend $5,000 on one ASIN thinking that you're going to make a killing. Probably not if you're a beginner. If you are more advanced, it's not your first Q4, of course, by all means, go ahead and do that. But like, I'm telling you, because and to be honest, this is a reality that a lot of people do not talk about, right? A lot of people in the community do not talk about. But there's a lot of sellers that actually give up because of not being able to actually make the business profitable when you actually go deep in inventory. It's not something that is easy to do, and this is something that you need to learn how to do. I'm not saying that it's not possible to do, but like a lot of people try to do this without actually having the skills to do it. It's not easy. It's not easy, and there are some skills that you need to learn. You need to get better at analyzing products, because the mistakes that you are going to make, if you're not good enough, you know, those small mistakes that you make when you go 10 units deep in inventory, 20 units deep in inventory, are going to be 10 times worse when you go 100 units deep in inventory. If you're not able just yet to have a 95% hit rate, like let's just call it an 80% hit rate, an 80% hit rate, meaning that 80% of the products that you buy, like you're able to sell 80% of those products above 30% return on investment if this is your criteria with the leads that you find, right? If you're not able to do that, just think about it this way. If you're not able to have 80% of your leads actually hitting the criteria that you want after two weeks after you actually sold them, if you're not able to sell them above your criteria, it means that you have a 1 in 5 chance whenever you actually buy a product that this product actually tank. If you're not able, and this is something that you should actually track. What percentage of your leads actually go as planned, right? When you actually buy them, how confident can you be in your purchasing decision? If by the numbers, okay, there's a 20% chance that the product that you buy is actually going to tank because you're not just good enough at understanding keeper charts and the dynamics that make product tanks and all that stuff. If you're not good enough at that, but like, why would you take a 20% chance? Why would you take a 20% chance to actually crash your business, to actually bankrupt your business, just to make a few bucks on your first Q4? Don't do that. It's really dumb. Or your second or your third Q4 if you're not ready yet. If you're not ready yet after 3 years, Because don't think that Q4 is just a silver bullet that is going to solve all your problems. If you're not good enough just yet at sourcing, Q4 is not going to save you. You need to be good at sourcing. You need to put in the reps, and Q4 is not going to save you. Yes, Q4 is easy mode, but still, like, it's not going to save you. Get good at sourcing, and then if you are actually able, like, if 95% of the products that you buy do not tank, yes, of course, go ahead and go deep, especially if you have a lot of capital to play with. But if you don't have a lot of capital to play with, don't do that, okay? It's going to set you back. It's going to set you months back, years back, and you're going to do all the work that you've done already to get back to the simple, right? Or you're just going to give up because it's going to be too much work, and this is probably what's going to happen if you actually do that, right? So yeah, just the thing that you need to know is, because if you work at small scale, if you don't have a lot of money to spend, if you have less than $500 a day to spend, and you're not able to find great leads every single day, leads that are not going to tank, leads that are really, really good, if you're not at that point yet, don't think that you can go deep during Q4, because if you don't even have the skills to buy great products, to buy less than $500, up to $500 a day in products that do not tank, what makes you think that you are actually able to buy $5,000 of product during Q4 just because it's Q4, go deep into one essence with $5,000? What makes you think that? Not even $5,000, but like $1,000, even $1,000. You've never been deeper than $200 in a product. You think that out of the blue you can go $1,000 deep in one ASIN? It's not going to work. There's a 1 in 5 chance that the product tank, that you lose all your money, and then that you have to give up on your business, right? Because you're going to be so low that most of you guys are not going to be ready to actually do all the work to actually get back to where you were. And what is going to happen is that you're going to go ahead on Reddit and on Seller Central and on the forum, on the Seller forum and all that bullshit, and say, oh, online arbitrage is not a business model that is sustainable, products tank, all that stuff. No, you just don't have the skills, and you need to realize it. That's the only thing. You just need to realize that you don't necessarily have the skills. Those skills takes a long time to actually build, right? You just don't have the skills, and if you don't have the skills, try to track, okay, whenever you buy leads, try to track what percentage of your leads actually and actually end up being profitable above the threshold that you've actually set, whether it is 30%, 25%, and you should be able to do 30%, especially at low scale. The thing that you need to understand is, if you have problems at low scales, those problems are going to be amplified if you try to run the same business model at bigger scales. It's going to be amplified and it's going to be exponential. Your issues are going to be exposed like in a crazy way if you're not even able to fix those issues at small scale. If at small scale you're not able to maintain 30% return on investment, at least you should be able to do way more at low scales. If you're not able to do that, what makes you think that you'll be able to do it by spending $5,000 a day? Having a lot of money to spend doing online arbitrage is not a competitive advantage like the other business model, okay? You're not going to have a lower cost, like if you were doing a wholesale or private label by buying more units, all that stuff. You don't have any advantage of doing online arbitrage. There's no barrier of entry, right? This is the thing that you need to understand with online arbitrage. So if you're not able, because running the business, like you run your business the exact same way, you can get the exact same cost, whether you buy 1 unit of a product or 100 units of a product. So if by buying 1 to 5 units of a product, you're not able to actually be profitable, you will not be if you go deep. And if you do this during Q4, you think that Q4 is going to make you a billionaire by doing this. It's not. It's not. So get your skills up, and then do this. And if you're not ready to do this Q4, that's fine. There's always next Q4. But don't make a mistake that is going to set you back years and that is going to make you give up. Because there's 99% chance that you are not ready to have your business go back to 0 or less than 0 and actually rebuild it from the ground up, right? A lot of you guys are not going to have the willpower to do that, are not going to have the faith to do that, because it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of determination to be able to rebuild something from zero. And if you go back to that point, probably you will not be ready to do it, right? So if you know that you are not going to be able to do it, don't take risk that you're not going to be able to like, you get what I'm saying. You know, I'm not going to be more pissed off at this. You get the idea. You understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to make this video longer than that. Get the target list, awlist.com, if you want to make your sourcing easier. Here it is. I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching.